hopefully, hey guys, we're going to try a second time because the first time the video started cracking, so I'm going to flip the camera around, give me a second. I'm going to set it up like last time. And we're going to do the design again for you guys. I'm going to use one for Art 2 and one for Art 1. As I mentioned, Art 1, you guys are going to be doing, you're going to be drawing in shape first. You're going to be using the organic method. You're going to create worms, psychedelic worms. You're going to be doing first crescent shapes. Whereas Art 2, you're going to use that same arch. You're going to create an arch first, then you're going to be able to do this triangle. You guys have to do Art Deco. You guys are moving into the 20th century. They're also, you've already done psychedelic worms in my Art 1 class, but I need you guys to create an Art Deco pattern design. So you guys get to share this with the Art 1s, except you guys are going to go geometric. So let's set up the camera. Hopefully it's not cracking too much. I use my old laptop. I could use the new one. However, I want to save my videos if I ever teach somewhere else. So I want to keep the copyright. So that's why I'm using my own computer. So again, I do my trip line. I think this one's going to be, and again, I measure it by an inch, or I just use 2 fingers. It's much easier to use the 2 fingers. I know it's kind of measuring like it's medieval times, but here we go. Do this again, do this again, do this again, do this again. So I'm going to set this up. So I do need, well, I'll talk about that in class later on. So notice I'm doing my arches. So I did my trip. I put my, if you notice, I separate by an inch or 2 fingers. Now I'm playing leapfrog, but I'm trying to make it into a 180 degrees arch. It has to be perfect. You know what? I'm probably going to divide this one in half. There we go. It just look too distant. See that? So it needs to look almost a little bit above at 180 degrees. But put another one here. See that? Do one side at a time, guys. Put another dot there because my fingers are a little bit too thick. So okay, put another dot there in the middle. Okay, put another dot here. Just I noticed there was too much space. Please don't go too fast. Don't rush through this. Now, if you watch the first video, yes, I do. I go pretty fast. But I've been doing these. God dang it. I think, sorry, I've been doing these for a long time. Teaching art. And even before that. The fun project, we want to show you little brothers or little sisters at home, where you have little kids around, nieces and nephews. So I already did one side, and now I'm starting on the bottom side. Now they're going to end up looking like the worms from Beetlejuice, or if you're into sci-fi, the ones from Doom. That's where they got the idea for Beetlejuice. If you're into sci-fi, it's really like they ripped off the idea for Star Wars. Star Wars really ripped off. George Lucas borrowed a lot from Dune, the novels, and Joseph Campbell. So these are where the big ones are at. So yeah, they're going to look like circles, and do it with a number 2 pencil, please. Why don't you erase this later on? So if you do it in pen, it won't work. Later on, I'm going to erase these lines here. You really don't need these. They're going to go, but I don't want to erase them yet. Just, so now you want to start. See what we got? Okay. See what we got. Okay, good. So now I'm going to start again doing this, and hopefully the voice in these videos not crack so much. So I'm going to make a third video for art 2. Whoops. Why do I make these videos? Well, there's no way I can share. I mean, I can share the handout with all my art students, but I think I can't be there one-on-one with you guys. I mean, I could help you during class time from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, but I think the video is much better for a reference. So there we go. So again, this is how I start. I think I start from here. And this is a big no-no I did here. I just noticed that. So that's why I'm going back with my eraser. This is a professional sketch eraser. So now I follow the route and I think of the arch. Follow the same route, break away from the... I used to joke around with my Art 1 students. Imagine here's your stormtrooper, okay? And you get on your T-fighter. You're going to go out there and get rid of some rebel scum, Star Wars reference. Come out here, follow the same route because you're trying to get to the Death Star. Okay, because in space you cannot travel in straight lines. You have to go in it's part of physics. You have to follow. Okay, so again, come back. Okay. Metaphysics is where astrophysics is. The big ideas. Microphysics is focusing on the atom, the nucleus, and all that, electrons, nanotechnology, so, or string theory. So again, you want to have them attached. Do you guys see that? What's going on with these worms? So if you've watched both videos or you jumped around, that's okay. Whoops, I did not like what this one did. So I'm going to try it again. There we go. Now I fixed it. So you want to do this drafting first in pencil, guys. Now, R2, if you're watching this as well, so I'm going to share those 2 videos with you guys. Oops, I should have finished this one. I just realized that. I'm going to have to come back to this. You guys are going to flip these into triangles. And you probably heard me say that in the other video too. So, now I know it's taken me probably half an hour, 27 minutes to do these. Remember, the video is also going fast. It actually took me 40 minutes. And I didn't take any breaks. You guys, I highly encourage you guys to take breaks while you're doing your art. I have a horrible habit of doing that. Okay, so I kind of stop it. Notice how my Beetlejuice... So try to do also one side at a time. So, coming back to this. Okay, so now... I do have the old videos. I'm going to share those other videos as well. These worms are coming a little bit. Whoops. Okay, you guys see that? They're actually, these ones are more wavier than the other ones. The other ones did have a sense of direction. These ones are like, looks like what Salvador Dali intended to do them, look like sea worms or tide pool worms. Where he grew up in Catalonia, Spain. They don't speak Spanish in that region. They have their own language. It's called Catalan, and they live on the coast, a lot of them. That's where my godparents live. And there's a lot of, just like in Malibu, they used to be, I hope they're still there, tide pools. And then you can see these very warm color. Sometimes they'll have purple or dark blue, but it goes white, blue, maybe a different pigment because they're a hybrid between plant, ocean life, and plant life. Well, you guys look it up, whoever is the biologist in the group, and they do change colors and sizes, and they compete. And they're mostly developed out there in those tide pools in the Wild Coast. That's what it's called. It was called the Wild Coast because of pirates during medieval times, during the Crusades. The Spanish Crusades were just like the Eastern Crusades, Christians against Muslims. And, they used to raid each other's coasts all the time. So, I'm going to finish these. I know some people eat them. They're not that tasty. You do have to use a lot of butter and olive oil, and I wouldn't recommend it. Some of them are toxic. So, notice how it's coming. Okay, so you can actually erase the middle lines too. That helps. You can see the illusion. See how it's going? See that, guys? Okay. So yeah, you're actually creating two design principles right now: rhythm and movement. So, and I'm not in a good mood today because, first of all, there's so that it's hot, all the fires. I can't put on the swamp my AC, and see that, guys? And I had to call the plumber today. Not fun. So I'm going to start shrinking this one little by little. I'm going to start shrinking it. Look like it ends here. Somewhere in there, there's an abyss. See that what I did with this one, guys? I did to that one. Okay. So now this guy over here is going to say, wait a minute, what's going on? I mean, I can have some real estate. So yeah, they're competing for real estate right now. I actually think of them as living organisms. Okay. If you watch the other video, I also talk how this was developed by Salvador Dali and his Dadaism, and you've seen it in the you saw it in the work, the handout. So I'm going to have an issue here because this one here, you guys notice this? I'm kind of running out of real estate right down there. See that? This is going to be an issue right now. So I'm going to put this down so you guys can see how do I resolve this problem. So you don't want to jump around. Don't start here. So right now I'm going to start moving this one here. I think these ones are going to start locking themselves in. Yeah. These two are going to start, they're competing with each other. And now this one's going to come over here. And there's going to be space for one of these. This one's going to come in. Now, as I mentioned in the other video, I would recommend you guys later on to use a Sharpie, felt tip, or when we're done coloring, or a black crayon, which I'm going to use a black crayon. If you don't have a Sharpie at home, these three guys are competing against each other. Okay. So, what I do is I follow all the root back so that it looks like a shape of a worm. Okay, think of it like an earthworm or a tapeworm. You don't want to know what a tapeworm is. Ask your biology teacher. So these guys, I might just use this one for art 1 and use the other one for art 2. See that? So I flipped it around too. These guys like each other. I don't know what's the deal with them. But, whoops. This guy's just taking real estate. Notice how I'm following the same route. Whoops, that was kind of warped. That's okay. Now, all I'm asking you guys, read the instructions, follow to the best of your abilities. But you want them to look like worms. Okay? Now, R2, you're not going to make worms. They're going to use this arch. You guys are you're basically in the principle of you're designing these into a geometric form. So when you're looking at these two videos, if you've never done this project before. So I'm going to flip it to the other side. Whoops. Okay, that's okay. I don't like this arch. Oh boy. I hope you guys have better air filters than I do. So. Okay. All I have is my little fan right now. So bring it back to the same route. They're going to share. This one should have gone this way a little bit more. I'm not happy with what it did. And this one's going to go this way. So let's start off with this one. Whoa, this is getting kind of weird. These two are going to have to compete with each other right now. I should have finished this. I didn't never. This one is going to go in here. That's what happens when you skip around. Now I have these guys competing with each other. I'm probably going to just end this one here. And this one's going to have to start doing something. I'm not. Okay, so now what I'm going to do. So you are actually using the id. If you did your key tearing for Act 1, you were using what is it again in psychology? The id, the ego, and the superego. You were letting both egos it's too hot for me to. This is what happens with heat exhaustion. So let me go with this one. Imagine this going this way. This one's going to shrink down to here. So we finished this one already. This guy just needs to chill out, man. Okay, this one, this creature just doesn't want to. I didn't want to go more. I'm going to have to finish this guy. It's out of my control, man. That's what I was trying to say with the subconscious. So now, this one's done. It just, I couldn't control it. I had to come to an end. I wanted to stop it there, see if this one would take over, but no. So again, you want to do one at a time. It's just how your brain, you have no, the frontal lobe of your brain is not letting this control it. So it's an exercise. So if you have Mr. Sands, he can probably better explain this than I will. So it's too hot for me. I don't want to get into it with psychology. See this, guys? So it's coming out good. I mean, I'm not complaining, but I just didn't. I'm a control freak sometimes, and that's what's happening. So you want to do this in pencil first. Do one worm at a time. Okay, follow the same route in pencil. Graphite number 2 with an eraser. Okay. You'll be surprised. Now charcoal is more for art 2, and we do charcoal usually when we come back after winter break. So follow this. I'm going to flip it around. Imagine this route. Okay. Still think of my navigator or my. That's going to happen very nicely here. And I'm going to do the same sample when I use the Sharpie, when I trace this. I might just use my black crayon because. Oh my god, I didn't like this. Gotta fix it. So see how it's coming in, guys? That's so the hippies ripped off a lot from the people from the 1920s. So It started with Dadaism in 1918 after World War I ends. A lot of people are really frustrated and they want to have some fun. 1920s. Unfortunately, in the United States, prohibition starts, and you have the speculation of the stock market. But an artistic movement, and this is Picasso's blue period. Everybody's happy except Picasso. And Dali's just going with surrealism. He's already done this as a curtain on butcher paper with crayons. Regular, good old-fashioned American crayons. Crayon is basically a company that controls the monopoly of copyright of colors. They're an international corporation. There's other companies, but and they compete for copyrights of colors. And crayon, that's how they got. They do oils, they do tempera. I love their tempera paint. But the artistic family Van Eycks, the Van Eycks, who started off as soldiers, ended up being artists during medieval times. So what today is, they're still around in Belgium and Luxembourg, and they compete with I forgot what's the other company, Strasbourg from the United Kingdom, and Crayola. So, like I said, I've never met a starving artist. I mean, maybe not talented, but these two guys are going to start competing. Oh boy. So, yes, I encourage you guys. Notice, they also look like the guts inside of an organism, too. So, you know who used to do this a lot? I forgot. God. The artist who did all the art set designs for Aliens. I forgot it. He's a German-Swiss artist. He passed away a few years ago. He actually bought himself a castle, and I don't know. I think in Switzerland. Yeah, in Switzerland. And all his sketches outside looks like a medieval Swiss alpine castle, and when you walk in there, it looks like something out of Aliens. So kind of gross. So freaks me out. I mean, has all the set designs of everything, all these, and he worked with I forgot the director's name. He also did Prometheus, except the style changed totally in Prometheus. Different artists and designer. Kruger or something like that was the guy's name. I forgot. I might be wrong. You gotta look it up later on. I'm just finishing this worm. This worm just... Oh, there we go. It finally ended, I hope. Right now, my worms are getting smaller because I'm coming to the end. I always do this. Some people do the opposite, and that's okay. This one just wants to keep going. And now it just wants to keep getting bigger. There we go. So now, again, don't skip around. That's where people mess up. I tried that doing it once, see if I could skip around. It just made it worse. So bring this in. I hope you guys had a nice Memorial Day weekend. Mine was okay. Not really. It was great till Monday. And I had to call the plumber. So I got those two little ones to worry about now. So I'm going to fill these two little ones. There we go. So now you guys have two videos to consult. See that, guys? See what it looks like. It looks like reminds me of Aliens, the inside of the guts. So this one also took 24 minutes. Actually, this one came out pretty good. It almost looks like, I don't know, earth tones. So we're not fully done with the project. So now what you want to do, guys, are one, pick 3 warm colors. I'm picking yellow for mine, red. Actually, I'm doing 4. you guys can do 3 to 4 for the warms. So I'm picking 2. In my case, I want to keep it simple. I don't want to get crazy. I'm picking 2 warms and 2 colds. So I'm using green and blue for the colds. And for the warms, I'm using red and yellow. And yeah, just step 1, get this done for Monday and Wednesday, guys. Okay? Talk to you later.